Hi, my name's Isaac, and this is a video I've wanted to film for a very long time, the history of the Toyota Tacoma. Today, I have all three body styles with me, and I'll be talking about the origins of the best-selling truck, then taking you through each generation individually. The good, the bad, I'm talking about the rust, and everything in between. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first generation Toyota Tacoma was originally launched for the 1995 model year. But before I talk about this truck, I'd like to talk about the history of Toyota trucks in North America to give more context to how the Tacoma came about. Our story begins in the year 1964. Toyota decided to introduce its first pickup truck to North America, the Stout, after successfully launching it in other countries. Unfortunately, though, the Stout sold terribly in its first year on sale in the United States. Potentially the worst any car has ever sold. Think of an abysmally low number in your head. Ready? Got it? The Stout sold worse than whatever number you were thinking of, because over 365 days in 50 states, the Stout only sold 4 trucks. 4! And as it continued to sell poorly over the next few model years, Toyota, very disappointed by this, went back to the drawing board. And eventually, in the late 1960s, they unveiled their new truck, the Toyota Hilux. Hilux being a name derived from the words high and luxury being smushed together. And this new truck quickly outsold its predecessor. Though selling more than 4 is a pretty low bar to clear. More of a speed bump, really. Over the intervening years, the Hilux continued to find success in North America. And then, in 1976, Toyota decided to drop the name Hilux in favor of a new one. Pickup. Yes, its new name was the Toyota Pickup, or truck, or compact truck. There wasn't really an official name for it anymore. That's kind of like naming your kid Greg, and then on his 8th birthday, you're like,
"Hey buddy, so you know how we've been calling you Greg for literally your entire life?"
Well, we were thinking that we could call you something new.
What?
So we were workshopping maybe boy
Or child.
Despite the name change, the Toyota truck continued to sell well in North America. But by the late 1980s, Toyota knew it was time to step up their game because the North American market had begun to shift. So in 1989, development began on their next pickup truck. And in 1995, their new truck finally debuted.
Introducing Toyota Tacoma, a powerful new line of champion trucks.
Hey, your name's Tacoma now.
Okay. Man, my counseling bill for this someday is gonna be just astronomical. With an automatic or manual transmission available, 3 different engine options, and much better handling and attention to driver comfort over the outgoing pickup truck, the new Toyota Tacoma was a quick success. This particular first gen is a 2004 model from its second facelift. Tacomas have a habit of going a very long time without major changes, so much so that even on this first generation, it went through 2 facelifts, the first in 1997 and the second in 2000. For many years, Toyota's TRD, or Toyota Racing Development, division had been racing cars and trucks and selling performance parts. But the 1998 Tacoma introduced the TRD branding as a factory option for the first time, with the TRD off-road package. And factory off-road trucks have never been the same. Other available variants on the first generation include the Pre-Runner and the S-Runner trims. And now I'm going to address the elephant in the room, what I mentioned a little earlier in the video, the rust, specifically the frame rust. Because of improper coating, these frames were plagued with early onset rust that got so bad in some cases that the frames would snap in half. But Toyota went above and beyond by announcing a 15-year unlimited mileage corrosion warranty for the entirety of the first-generation Tacomas. This was, of course, incredibly costly because in addition to fixing the frames, in some cases, they entirely replaced the frames on these trucks. Despite the rust issue, the Tacoma still continued to climb the sales charts. And then, in February of 2004, they announced the next generation. But before I talk about that, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor. It's me. I'm my own sponsor. I just want to let everybody know that I have a merch store available now, and I have a lot of cool stuff on there, like this, or this. Ow, that really hurts my hand. Or these. Perfect for any water bottle, laptop case, or tiny cactus. So order your merch today. Who is this guy?
Give me the stickers.
What? No.
Give them to me.
No, guys.
Give them to me.
Guys.
Give me the stickers.
Guys, get in here. Terry, put the camera down. Get over here.
So click the link below to order your Alpha Shark merch today.
Can I guarantee that if you buy the stickers, random people won't try to steal them?
After unveiling the new Tacoma at the Chicago Auto Show in February, it finally hit the streets in October of 2004 as a 2005 model. This new Tacoma added more than just sleek new looks. While it only had 2 engine options this time, it had a total of 18 different configurations between the bed lengths, cabs, and transmissions it offered. The 3.4-liter V6, which by all accounts was very reliable, was replaced with this absolutely bulletproof 4-liter V6. This engine may go down in history as one of the most reliable engines of all time. And didn't hurt that it also upped the max towing capacity by 1,500 pounds, bringing it up to 6,500 pounds in total. Another new advancement Toyota added was the incredibly forward-thinking composite bed. Instead of a traditional steel bed like every other truck on the market at the time that had the option of a spray-in bed liner or a drop-in one, the second-generation Tacoma offered this fiber-reinforced sheet-molded composite bed, which was actually stronger than steel, and it was rust-resistant, an issue that Toyota was still struggling with.
Ugh, that's our Tacoma. Despite this, though, the 2005 Toyota Tacoma finally surpassed the Ford Ranger in sales, making it the new king of the midsize pickup trucks. And it hasn't looked back since. 18 years later, the Tacoma has remained at the top of the sales charts every single year. With the TRD off-road trim being a massive success, Toyota added another TRD trim to the lineup, the Sport, which added a hood scoop and was more on-road focused than its aptly titled off-roading brother. Toyota also replaced the S-Runner trim with the X-Runner, which was lowered 2 inches with a 6-speed manual and a unique X-brace suspension. In 2012, the Tacoma received a mid-cycle refresh with a new front-end design and major interior updates. They also added a Baja-focused TRD TX trim. The X stood for Extreme, because of course it did. And then, in the last model year of the second generation, 2015, Toyota introduced the TRD Pro. So, last time we did a special edition truck, we lowered it 2 inches. But what if this time we raised it 2 inches? Huh? So I'll choose to interpret everyone's stunned silence as an overwhelming yes. The TRD Pro added much more than just a 2-inch lift, though. Bilstein shocks, catback exhaust, and beefier tires were among the many upgrades to the TRD Pro. As the second generation rounded out its 10-year life cycle, Toyota unveiled the new third generation Tacoma in January of 2015.
and the trucks went on sale in September of that year as a 2016 model. While retaining a lot of the same underpinnings as the outgoing truck, carrying over a lot of the same things that worked, like the composite bed and the 4-cylinder engine from the previous generation, this new body style completely refreshed the exterior and the interior, though the third generation has definitely been the most controversial by far. This is mainly due to complaints with certain design choices like its seating position, which frankly I don't mind at 5'9", and I feel like the second and first gen kind of have the same seating position too. And also, a lot of people did not like that they forewent the bulletproof 4-liter V6 in favor of a 3.5-liter Atkinson Cycle V6, which wasn't a bad engine. It added a little bit more fuel economy, it upped the horsepower and torque numbers, which also upped the towing and payload. But after doing a lot of research, I think the biggest problem that most people had with this engine is that the 4-liter wasn't broken. And instead of sharing the same engine platform with the likes of the Land Cruiser and the 4Runner, like the 4-liter did, this new 3.5 shared a platform with the Lexus RX 350 and the Toyota Sienna. But this didn't stop Toyota from unveiling a new and improved TRD Pro trim for 2017, with updated Fox shocks, catback exhaust, and a TRD skid plate.
The third generation Tacoma still gave buyers the option between an automatic or a manual transmission. This was great for those who wanted to keep the manual because manual transmissions have become really rare nowadays, especially on pickup trucks. Unfortunately, the automatic transmission has been plagued with issues. This 2019 has that automatic, and as I accelerate on the highway, it really hunts for gears and can sometimes get very jumpy. Since this is my daily driver, I've experienced it quite a bit on this truck. Now, Toyota has claimed that they fixed this issue in 2020 on the mid-cycle refresh, though I've heard people still sometimes have issues with gear hunting on their newer trucks as well. The highlight feature of the third generation, in my opinion, was the standardization of Toyota Safety Sense across the entire Toyota lineup in 2018. That meant that even the base model Tacomas got standard safety features installed, like lane departure warning, automatic emergency braking, and radar-guided cruise control. In fact, the third generation Tacoma is so safe that the only vehicle in its class that outdoes it in standard safety features is the Honda Ridgeline. Well, congratulations, Ridgeline. You actually did something that was class leading. I'm not the same as all the rest. I am the one and only. But what's next for the Tacoma? Well, as of filming this video, they haven't officially announced the fourth generation, though camouflage test mules have been spotted and there's been some leaked renderings. The speculation is very high that the next generation will debut later this year as a 2024 model, though nothing is concrete yet. Knowing God's sense of humor, though, they'll probably announce it the day after this video comes out. But you guys can trust that whenever they do announce the next generation, I'll be right there to cover it, even if it is tomorrow. So that is going to conclude my video on the history of the Toyota Tacoma. But before I go, I'd like to mention that I am a Christian, and if you have any prayer requests, I would love to be able to pray for you. You can leave those in the comment section below. And lastly, I like to read a weekly scripture verse. This week, it's Proverbs 24:5. A wise man is full of strength, and a man of knowledge enhances his might. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you next time. Then I'll be talking about each body style. I forgot what I was going to say after that. Boop, boop. About the origins of the best-selling truck. You're going to bump into that thing. 4 trucks. That number is so low, I literally couldn't believe it, but I did a lot of research, and that seems to be the case. 4 trucks, that's 1 more than the 3 I have here. How did it do that? I can't believe it.
Hey, buddy. So we know we've been calling you. I messed that up.
Hey, your name's Tacoma now.
You look directly at me.
Hey,
Your name's Tacoma now. Hey. Your name's...
No, wait. Go back. So last time we did... Oh, frick, I forgot. So
Who is this guy?
Give me the sticker.
No, no.
Give me the stickers.
No.
I hate you, Alpha Shark.
No.
Give them to me.
Guys, get it, guys.
So order your stickers today.
Who is this guy?
Come on.
And lastly, I like to weed. I like to weed. Ah, I always do that.